Never Sleeps, sponsored by My Studio, Market Muscles, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting. All right. Welcome, everybody. Brandon Beliso here. You living your best life? Yeah. I hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving. I am grateful. I just finished a kickboxing class this morning, and I just finished a private lesson. And I recognize the one thing that's been real important through all the challenges of this pandemic is that we have been consistent. We were only closed Thanksgiving, but we really weren't. We did 2 kickboxing classes on Thanksgiving Day. We did one virtually, which was seen around the world. We had people as far as the United Kingdom. We also had a live indoor class for about 10 people. Most proud about that. I mean, it's something to be said when we have that ability to consistently be there for people. And in such uncertain times, the consistency of us constantly being there, broadcasting virtually, has created over 600 students training virtually. Tomorrow, we'll be out there in the parking lots in San Francisco and Millbrae delivering classes because a lot of people didn't travel this year. A lot of people didn't travel. So I think it's important that we offer people that. So let's get into this. This is Success Never Sleeps. I am Brandon Beliso, as always, and I hope you're living your best life. As you tune in, please put in your name, the name of your school where you're tuning in from, over there, and that way you're entered into our drawing. What are we giving away to K1? As always, we're giving away a 1-hour phone call, with me, Brandon Beliso. That's right. I had the opportunity to do a couple of those complimentary coaching calls for the people that have won them through through Success Never Sleeps, and it's cool. Just sitting there asking that question of people, what if, right? What if we did this? What if we did this? And just really asking that question, what if, opens the doors to the unlimited potential. And I think that's super important because there's so many possibilities. And that what if is huge now, right? What if? So I did one with Sensei Mish. I did one with, who else did I do a call with? But I've done a couple this week. And it's been very enlightening just to see the different status of where people are at. And, oh, yeah, Sensei Ivan, Master Ivan. I did Master Ivan and Sensei Mish this week. And it's wonderful just to see the difference where people are at and having the type of candid conversations that really delve deep. You know what I mean? It's not superficial. And they said that that's the thing about you. You don't pull any punches. I don't. I'm very respectful and kind, but I just call it the way I see it. And you may not see it the way I do, and that's okay. And that's why we all run our own businesses, those that we have that opportunity. Let's thank the sponsors. Who are our sponsors? K1? My Studio. We got Market Muscles. Let me do this, man. I don't know what's going on with him there. Our sponsors are Market Muscles, My Studio, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting. I know they've got some great Black Friday specials going on with all these companies. My Studio, Market Muscles, Kids Love Life Skills. They got good things. I hope you're checking out what they're offering you today because they got some really good stuff. All right, as you're coming aboard, please. I see people sitting there. Tell me, who are you? I love I love to know who's hanging out with us. I think that's a powerful thing. So who do we got? Whoa, look at that. That's crazy. Jason's here. Who else is here today? The day after Thanksgiving, living, learning, growing, becoming better versions of themselves, already thinking ahead to 2021, 2022. Great entrepreneurs live in the here and now, open the door, take the money, teach your classes, but we're constantly evolving. We're constantly looking ahead 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line. Love all these sponsors. I'm proud to be partnering with all of them. Good for you, Jason, sir. Good. All right, K1, let's get into these questions, man. What do we got in the stream? I see lots of good stuff happening. Let's see, what is this? What is this? I'm going to move in here. I'm going to solo this big dog. Wow, look at this. This was coming from Danny over and when we did the event for It's Time Live Elevate, I was super proud of all these folks. Check them out from all over the world. We had New Zealand. This is Florida, of course. Believe Martial Arts, right? We really went all out. That was our virtual set. And I was most proud. I mean, we put an event that was exceptional, exceptional, exceptional in every shape, way, and form. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of the people who were involved in this. But as I shared, we broadcast to New Zealand, Australia, United Kingdom, Canada, Switzerland, Germany, and all throughout the United States. So if you didn't get a chance, you want to pick up It's Time Live Elevate, the virtual event, and that's available right now. If you go to brandonbeliso.com, check out all the e-learning products that we have for you. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's get into our first question. Marco is here today. Conrad, respect martial arts. As you tune in, please post in your name, your school, where you're tuning in from. Share this live broadcast, please. Share, 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 so that we can enter you into our digital drawing. Cool, cool, cool. All right, what's our first question? What do we got? We are hitting new waves of shutdowns, yet my students want to continue our training. Do I find a way to continue to train them or tell them, sorry, we can only do virtual? You know, that's really up to you, sir. I've had people reach out to me from all over the world telling me they won't shut down. And one wrote a letter to their governor and let them know that we are an essential business and he will not shut down. Another person, because we're allowed to do day camps, right, is calling his classes a 45-minute day camp twice a week. It's up to you. I don't know what you think is okay and what is not okay. According to one, it's got to really be based upon your own personal values and morals, and do pay attention. With every action, there is a reaction. With every cause, there's effect. With every choice, there's a consequence. And we were given a letter by the San Francisco attorney in San Francisco telling us we cannot teach indoor kids classes. We said, well, what about our distance learning camps? They said, yes, you may, but you can't do indoor kids classes. And honestly, for me, I'm not going to tell the San Francisco city attorney you're wrong. I will run my school the way I want, and I will teach classes. So, Jeremy, it's up to you, sir, right? If you believe you can do that thoughtfully, you can do that with good conscience, then do it. Just simply keep teaching if that's what you want to do, or move it outdoors, or say we're just putting classes on hold and we're teaching virtually. I don't think there's a right and wrong. I think you just need to follow what your CDC, your local and state orders are telling you to do. And of course, what are your own personal morals and values, sir? Cool. All right, next question, please. And I'm getting that question a lot. And that's just why I want to answer that, because I think people are looking to me to kind of tell them, yes, defy the government, first right amendment, go do what you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you to follow your own moral compass, follow your own values. But with that, always understand, with every choice, there are consequences. So it could, maybe nothing will happen, or it could get you in big trouble and get fined. I don't know. I mean, isn't that really what you're saying? And then again, staying open. If I did that here and I was told not to, I know our parents would be very unhappy with that. They would feel we're unsafe, right? They followed the different tiers. I think we're in purple right now. So we followed the different tiers. And if I did not, I believe there would be consequences, right? I remember we were allowed to still do day camps, but the public schools had closed. And a mom reached out to me and said, you really should close your school. I said, well, they told me I could still run this camp. And I think it was spring camp. And she said, well, I think that's really irresponsible. And she ended up taking both her kids out of our school and quit. But I said, I'm just following what I'm told to do. Very next day, they shut down our camps. I agreed. We shut down the camps and the day was done. Cool. Next question. All right, Daniel, I'm noticing a trend of events and places I used to go to are all becoming a full virtual experience. Should I consider changing my business structure to a full virtual business and cut overhead? That's a really good question. That's a really good question, Daniel. And I think the first thing I'm going to ask myself with that business model, are you a one-person show, right? If you're a one-person show and you can train all your students virtually and eliminate that overhead, I might consider that. Absolutely. We've had that discussion, even ourselves. What would that look like if we got rid of all our schools and just went to a warehouse and had all these virtual studios and paid a third of the rent and we're running everything strictly virtual? What would that look like? Right? What would that look like? And then we made the decision because we're in the community and we're running close to 150 people outdoors that people will still want that, Daniel. They're still going to want that. I know schools, I was speaking to one in Australia. They opened back up, and this guy's picked up 45 students this month because people are going to be tired of being indoors, tired of virtual. But do I believe, Daniel, there's a market for virtual forever, that there's a revenue stream for that, Daniel? Absolutely. I've shared that. Our private lessons have quadrupled, paid private lessons. Yes, we're doing the 15-minute free private lessons to add the value to encourage our tribe to keep paying full price, on their memberships, but our paid privates have quadrupled. So I think it is another revenue stream. And when that mom can't make it to class, to be able to tune in virtually is a powerful way to do a makeup class. So we're having that discussion too, because imagine instead of a physical makeup class, you can do a virtual makeup class and stay on track. Imagine if you go on vacation, you don't have to put your membership on hold. You can attend a virtual class. But do I think you should go all virtual? I don't think so. I think it should be a hybrid model that will be here forever, Daniel. Forever, forever, ever, 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 ever. Cool? All right, Conrad, you've mentioned that your private lesson market is growing. Are those students upgrading from your regular programs or separate private only clients? It's a combination of both, Conrad. We have this one private only private only. He does a private lesson twice a week. His kids do private lessons twice a week. So, I mean, you think about that. We're teaching this one family like 6 private lessons a week. And we're very grateful to do that. And so it's a combination. And then we find people will enjoy that 15-minute complimentary private, Conrad, and then turn around and want to book paid privates, right? Because they want more. So I don't think it's an upgrade. I think it's just another service that's available to people if they want to utilize that. But we will never, Conrad, stop the 15-minute complimentary private lessons because I know what it's like to be a parent sitting there frustrated. All I got to do is whip out my phone, go in there and book a complimentary private instead of sitting there stewing going, my kid's not getting this. My kid's not getting this. We're going to quit. Right. And it'd be great to be on the floor teaching a live class, kind of going, hey, Dad, just go ahead and book that 15-minute complimentary private, okay? And we'll take care of this stripe and clean it up, right? But I've seen it. The guy's sitting there watching his kid not get it, right? In the live class, his jaw's clenching and you can see it. He's just not happy because his kid's not getting it, right? And so now instead of stewing and quitting, our parents are always empowered, Conrad, to take out our app, go to curriculum and book the complimentary private. That will always be there. Always, always. We will never get rid of that, right? Again, it's that added value that's, things that come out of this pandemic, right? We've witnessed that 15-minute private lesson save memberships, improve retentions, and help our students feel more empowered that they get the curriculum. Yeah, so that'll always be there. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, but keep that 15-minute, Conrad, even after this pandemic is over. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. Next question. All right. What can I do to feed my karma bank within my community that's safe to do and not may become liable if anyone catches COVID? Um, what can I do to feed my karma bank within my community that's safe to do and not make me become liable if anyone catches COVID? Oh, good question, Ashley. You know, first of all, I would make sure you have COVID insurance to begin with. So I would answer that question first. Ashley, do you have COVID insurance? Right? Someone said, well, it's just a big scam. The insurance companies are out to make money. Well, you know what? I have COVID insurance. It costs me an extra $1,000 a year. I have no challenge with that. You know why? Hang on, I'm going to fix this headphone. All right. I have no challenge with that because it's like car insurance. I think it's something you need and you should have because the potential of somebody catching COVID, it's probably pretty good. right? But it's getting to be part of the new norm. People are coming up with COVID in the public schools, they're coming up in nursing homes, they're coming up everywhere, at hospitals, at businesses, at Costco. So that's part of the new norm. What you do with it, I think, is the biggest thing, Ashley, right? If you don't have COVID insurance, I would get that. Second, if you want to be a responsible business, then I would look at that. You could do a woman's self defense workshop online, invite everybody complimentary. You could do a family fun day and do it outdoors in the park, right? There's so many other options that will help mitigate the risks of COVID. You can make sure everybody wears masks, they practice social distancing, and they clean their hands, they disinfect them. See, because those are the one things we've been constantly consistent with through the ups and downs, all the confusion, the uncertainty of this pandemic. The one thing we've been confident of is what? Wear a mask. 2, social distance. 3, wash your hands. And look, some of these countries that have really been able to contain COVID really well, they consistently wear a mask, wash their hands, and practice social distancing. I believe if we do that, that we have a higher chance of nobody getting COVID. But if you're going to stop your whole life and live in fear that, anything I do, they could catch COVID, so I'm not going to do anything, then I think you're shooting yourself in your foot, Ashley. I would go out there bravely and do the best I can and understand it. We have distance learning camps. We did 9 weeks of summer camps. We've on, I don't know, 2.5 months into distance learning camps. Every day, temperature check. Every day, have you been around someone with COVID? Have you been sick in 2 weeks? Are you sick today? Sneeze shields. Every time someone goes in and out of that bathroom, we clean it, Ashley. So we've had regular classes in Millbrae, small groups. We've been teaching outdoor, to 150 people between 2 locations, and we're doing distance learning camps. So can somebody catch COVID? Yes. Yes, they could. But we believe if we follow everything the CDC offers us and our local and state order, if I'm in a position where somebody sues me because they catch COVID, I have crossed my T's, I have dotted my I's, I have COVID insurance. I'm a better position to walk into a courtroom and show that we've taken every measure. Now, if I'm just irresponsible going, screw the government, we're not wearing masks and we're going to do whatever we want to do, and I do get sued, then that's a much different day, Ashley. You feel me? Everybody with me on that? I hope you are. Please, for all the people coming in live, can you post your name, where you're tuning in from, and the name of your school? Also, if you share this right now, you share this live broadcast, guess what? You're entered in a drawing to win 1 hour of consulting time with who? Me, yours truly. Yeah. And like I said, I've done a couple of those calls this week, and I think they're very enlightening. They're very enlightening, and I'm grateful to be able to offer that. Remember, everything's an idea. And that's what I love about ideas and dreaming. There's no limitation. There's no success. There's no failure. It's just simply cultivating, right? That's how you become a critical thinker. That's how you become a thought leader. You're not a negative Nelly. You're not a naysayer. Well, that won't work. That won't work. That won't work. You can't do that. No, because they're just ideas. And in your mind's eye, everything is successful, right? So when we cultivate ideas, how do I take that idea from a dream and bring it into successful fruition? Well, first of all, I look at the dream, right? I run it through my value system. Does this fit our purpose? Live your best life. Is it within my moral fiber? Great, it is. Next step, we gather data. I love gathering data. I find someone similar doing the same thing and see what the success rate is. Then I look at a SWOT analysis: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threat. And if it passes all those different guidelines and it's minimal compared to what we can profit, then we go for it. But it's been like this too, where the risk is really, really high, right? And I've still done it because it really fits my value system, and I believe in it passionately. Passionately. So that's a wonderful thing about the calls when we sit on them together is we'll dream together and we'll do the what if, what if in a perfect world. All right. Next question, K1. Bobby, how can I teach my style of martial arts, Aikido, in a virtual setting? With a contact martial arts, is contact sometimes just necessary? We understand that. It's like football, right? You could play John Madden virtual football all day long. So there is that audience. E games are huge. Think about that. E games are big. So could I play Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or any of those things? Yes. But I see one day virtual being to the point where we have VR glasses, where we have electrodes on our body stimulating our nerves. So if I block like this, boom, I'm going to feel an electric pulse, like someone's actually putting pressure against my arm. And it's going to be this 3D VR world. That's what I believe. But what can I do right now? Right? We're talking right now so that you can teach Aikido virtually. I think number one, someone you've been sheltering with, use them as an uke, right? Because if I can physically demonstrate a technique, right, from the front side here, and I'm using Manycam right now, that's why when I raise my right hand, you'll raise your right hand. I can do it this way. But if I have an uke, somebody attacking me, they can at least visually see how the technique is applied, right? They can see that, Bobby, how the technique is applied. And then if I, with that uke, they'll get that. And then physically, I will attack them. I can switch, but right now I'm on Manycam. So if I want to punch with my right hand, I'm going to do this in the attack, right? So when I throw it, you block it. And then I'll say, okay, punch to the body, break the elbow, hammer fist to the groin, palm to the face. You can physically point out the technique and show them how the technique would flow. And especially with Aikido, some of the wrist locks and up close. If I can come into the camera this way, showing them how to do the wrist lock, get below the knuckles, use the C, all those different things. I mean, there's so many things you can do virtually. And it's really the creativity, sir. If you want to teach Aikido virtually and you want to do it better than anybody else, you will find a way, right? Then eventually they come together and do something physically once we get past this pandemic, right? But if online Gracie Jiu Jitsu, online, look at Gracie University. I Googled it. They're bringing over $6 million a year. Gracie University. That's pretty amazing, right? And jujitsu is very hands on. But if you watch a lot of their videos, there's always a second person accompanying them. And then be creative. Be creative in what you do. Can you find a prop, right? What would that prop look like if you took a broom? Could they work with a broom? If they took a big rectangular pillow off their couch, could they work with that? What are some household items you could utilize to help them, right? Right? Maybe you use a wall for a linear movement. There's so many variables. I can use a clock. I can say, this is 12 o'clock, Bobby. This is 3 o'clock, right? 6 o'clock is behind me. 9 is here. Could I teach that? So it's really about teaching your martial arts more efficiently. And somebody asked me to do that, if I would do that. So look for that coming up. I'm going to do a webinar where I'm teaching you how to teach what you're teaching better. Does that make sense? Somebody said that, you've taught virtual for 8-9 months. And I think I do it really, really well because we're always discovering how to use camera angles, using things like Manycam, all the different things that are out there to teach efficiently and proficiently. Cool. So I definitely hope that helps you, sir. And do not abandon Aikido and do not abandon virtual. I've watched that hurt so many people and their schools are closed. You can't teach my art virtually. It's frickin' kick butt, hands on. This is how it rolls. Okay, great. Now your school's closed. Now you can't teach anybody. I don't think that's a positive. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonades, Bobby, right? You make lemonade. So take what's going on and say, well, what can I do versus what can I do? Right? It's kind of like the gratitude mindset I perpetuate and I share with you. I'm grateful for what I do have, not ungrateful for what I don't have. So it's the same thing here. I love martial arts. I love Kenpo. So I'm grateful I can teach you virtually versus being ungrateful because we can't do indoor classes in San Francisco. You feel me? And if your commitment is that to your why, to your purpose, ours is live your best life, Bobby, we're going to find a way. We won't do a black belt test virtually. We've already decided that. But you know what? We'll work everything else and we'll make it happen because that's our commitment to our tribe. That's our commitment to fulfilling our purpose. People with purpose, Bobby, people that wake up every day with purpose, not a job, are happier, live longer, and they're more content with themselves. They're proud of themselves. They're confident because they're living a life of purpose. Every study has proven that, sir. So continue to fulfill your purpose of Aikido, not be caught up on, can I teach this virtually or not? Find a way because you're committed. Cool? Ask those questions. Keep putting them in there. All right. Next question. Who do we have? We've got one from Sid. All right, I just started a YouTube and social media pages for my personality cosmetic brands. I have heard you say know your demographic. How do I know who to market my message to without first having the audience built? Well, again, it's a cosmetic brand. Let's begin with that. Now, I don't know much about your cosmetic brand, but I would say cosmetics is not for a 4-year-old boy or girl, correct? Who does that really fall into? Is it a cosmetic line low end that somebody like, if you think of Kylie Jenner's line or the Kardashians line that you'll find in Kmart and Walmart? Is it that? Is it a brand like that, or is it very high end like Mac? So first, I would design, who does your product cater to? And then if your personality is part of that brand, right? Let's say hypothetically, you're part of that brand, right? And you're 65 years old, and your personality is the inertia for that brand. I don't know if your brand would be going to 16-year-old girls, which somebody like Charlie D'Amelio could sell better, right? Who's a TikTok influencer. So I would consider when we talk about that demographic, you have to look at the product and decide who is this product for. And then once you decide who that product's for, then you can cultivate the audience to support that. I hope that makes sense. If I'm going to take something like, I don't know, some kind of wheelchair, right, for elderly people, well, that's a built-in audience. I get that. But if it's something like peanut butter, well, then who is that for, right? Is it a kid peanut butter? Is it I'm going to market to adults? So I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's where you begin, right? Well, I don't know who the audience is because I haven't grown it yet. Well, start with the product and your personality and the brand you're trying to cultivate and see what demographic it serves. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? I put that hashtag makes sense in the comments if you got all that. Yeah, I love working with brands. I really do because again, these kind of conversations, well, who are they? What are they? It's so cool. It's so cool when you take nothing and you make something out of it because that's real creativity. That's critical thinking. I can do that all day long, all day long, all day long. Please put your questions in the comment. Tell me that you've shared this with people. And I'm grateful that you're here the day after Thanksgiving. That shows that you're a forward thinker, right? A lot of people are home right now eating leftovers and watching reruns of The Mandalorian. Cool. Next question. Okay, what do I got here? As a new, smaller business, I did not apply for the PPP. Now I am looking to grow and maybe hire on a team. Can I go back and still get the PPP? Or what other ways can I boost my effort to start and pay my team? Okay, first of all, as a new, smaller business owner, I did not apply for the PPP. That's your first mistake. I'm going to call you on that, right? Uh, We got the PPP for both locations, and we've already got both of them forgiven. So that was like, I don't know, $170,000 between two locations. So that was the first thing. Now, if you don't have employees, you couldn't have gotten the PPP unless you were only trying to pay yourself. And in that case, I would have decided, does collecting unemployment make more sense with the stimulus that went on top of it versus the PPP, which at the time we didn't know if we could get it truly forgiven or not. Now, we're already looking at, so the first PPP is gone. It's done. The doors are closed. What I would be looking at, and we're already looking at that, is the new stimulus package. I know they said back in August, in our case, there would be a second round of funding. A second draw is what they're calling it. So I, as a small business owner that got the first PPP, guess what? I'm eligible to get the second PPP, but that's changing all the time, right? Are they going to do a second draw? I don't know. They may decide that, okay, we really want to go after those businesses that did not get the PPP the first time around. But they're also going to look at me as somebody that's smart enough who applied the first time as a second draw because we're still standing, right? We're still standing and we can utilize that money to make things happen. That shows a lot of gumption on our part. And the government's looking at that too. I mean, as unfortunate as it is, there is a little bit of survival of the fittest. And if you're crafty enough, if you're resourceful enough to still be standing after 8 months, the government's going to go, hey, man, that might be a good investment. Even if it's a forgiven loan and they switch their mind and decide to make you pay it back, they would want to know that you could pay it back. I hope that makes sense. But it's also setting up a more stringent process, which I believe the PPP is going to be a little more effective, because there were people taking the PPP that didn't need it at all, at all. Pseudo companies coming out of the work with fake payroll and everything just to get this money. Some guy bought a Bentley with it and different things, really outrageous things. I believe they need a stronger system of regulation. And now that they have a bunch of data of what worked the first time with the PPP and what didn't work, like some of the smaller businesses that never got the PPP, that I believe will be different. So if you don't have payroll records to show, right, that you've paid people in the past, then they're going to base it upon that. I know the last PP was based upon a certain percentage of your payroll, right? And if you don't have that type of data, they can't loan you anything for the PPP to hire new people. At least I don't believe so, not at this point, right? So they're going to base it upon how much your payroll is. And if you don't have a record of payroll, you can't just hire on new people to fill that. You need some kind of data for them to determine what to give you to begin with. Not hypothetically, well, I want to hire on 3 more people because my company's growing. Can I get money for that? No, they're definitely not going to do that. Cool. I hope that helps, Mark. Right? I hope that helps. So put your questions in the corner. Take a quick break here. I'm going to say again, this is Success Never Sleeps. I am Brandon Blisso. And I want to thank my sponsors, my studio, Market Muscles, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting. I know we got a lot of cool things, K1. Let's share that with them. I know right now you can get the It's Time Live Elevate. If you missed the event being there, you can still watch the replay. That's right. You can still watch the replay for that event. There were people from all over the world. Believe Martial Arts, you see there. Lorenzo down in Las Vegas. Right, we had a wonderful event, and we had people, as I shared, all the way from New Zealand, Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, Australia, and all throughout the United States. It was definitely innovative, cutting-edge content with influence like Stephen Reinstein, Joss Arsamont, Min Wilson, and we produced an event unlike anything I believe that's ever been seen in the martial arts. When you do a whole seminar on empathy, where you teach people that by being more empathetic, you can cultivate content and ads and copy and blogs to endear a tribe to you that's going to promote loyalty and create a brand that people will truly want to embrace. So it was a much different event. It wasn't simply rotating curriculum and how to get 10 more students. It was really learning to live at a higher level to produce success emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, and of course, financially. We are in business to make money. Make no mistake. But that doesn't mean we can't elevate to a higher level and also be profitable. Cool? Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. I'm very passionate about that. All right. What's our next question? Put it in there. Put it in there. And if we don't have any more questions, we're looking good. We'll be able to open it up and get people involved. You can put in those questions. I know I'm so efficient today, right? I'm so efficient. Cool. So put your questions in the comment. We might get out of here a little early today. That'd be insane, right? That'd be insane for us. So while I'm waiting for more questions, people have asked me, how do you stay so positive through this whole pandemic? Well, because I take care of myself. And that me time is very important. I meditate each and every day. I have a great gratitude meditation, which we taught at It's Time Live Elevate on the first day. It's something I recommend people embrace. And that's one of the things, if you do choose to pick up It's Time Live Elevate, you will have the ability to watch that. Gratitude goes a long, long way. Second, I take care of my body. You know, I looked down one day at a COVID bill a couple months ago because I was so busy in the grind of it all. And I realized at 58, I can't simply eat to work out and work out to eat and vice versa. It doesn't work. You have to eat properly and you have to exercise. So taking care of my body is very vital. Me time is vital. I will whip out my guitar and sit and just play for an hour And that's important. Family time, making sure I spend quality time with my wife and kids and create a new normal. We've done that with my son, especially my son. He went into middle school. My wife sits there every day, like homeschooling, and is teaching him a new level of being a student. So he's going to be prepared for middle school. Every Saturday, he bikes down to where we're teaching in the parking lot. He never did that before. We set up a couple of private lessons in basketball every week for him. We do all these different things. You know why? Because we want to show our kids that life goes on. And whatever they give us, we're going to create that sense of normalcy in a new norm. So I think that's very important. And that mindset is why our business is still standing. One of the things we shifted into, which I tell everybody at its time, Elevate, was this is a brand new business. I think what's hurting a lot of people, they're trying to run their business the way they've always ran it. So nobody pivoted into delivery. Nobody pivoted into takeout. And they didn't make takeout better. So many businesses did takeout so half-heartedly. It's horrible. It's a horrible experience, right? Look at Chipotle. Chipotle, which is a brick and mortar locations all over, just launched a full digital restaurant. And they're testing it with $1 delivery fee. So you either take out or it's delivered to you. And it's presented and executed in such a way that when you pick up your takeout, it's piping hot. When it's delivered to you, they keep it in hot trays and stuff so it comes to you hot. I mean, that type of innovative thinking is why Chipotle stock went from $451 clear up to $1,251. How do you do that in a year? That's tripled. They've tripled the value of their stock because they're critical thinkers, right? So that ability to pivot has been huge for me. And we approach that. We are a brand new business. And that's why 85% of our revenue right now is virtual. Virtual. You follow? 85%. And it's smart as they're shutting down all over the world again. Germany shut down. United Kingdom shut down. Switzerland, restrictions. Areas of Canada, restriction. United States, people are closing down. There's curfews left and right. San Francisco dialed back, right? We're in the purple tier in San Francisco and San Mateo. So by maintaining virtual, but not only just doing virtual to me was never a band-aid, which a lot of people do, right? Here's an example of a band-aid. I'm a tailor. I can't do suits right now. So I start making masks. Is that a pivot or a band-aid? That's a band-aid because this guy's going to make more money, doing suits, and it's what he loves to do. So for me, virtual is never a band-aid. Virtual was a pivot into a new revenue stream. Virtual was an opportunity to cultivate a new tribe. And we've done that. And gratefully so. Gratefully so. So that mindset to me is something that's a constant. This is a brand new business and we've nurtured it. Just like I normally travel 4 months out of the year speaking. Guess what? I shifted hard to virtual, and you know that. I've done one on branding, one on virtual learning, one on rotated curriculum. We just did It's Time Live Elevate. Our virtual event was as big as any other live event we've ever done and better attended with people all over the world. So it's that ability to recognize where we are today. And it all works within that value system, our purpose of what? Living your best life. If it doesn't fulfill that, I don't do it. I don't do it. I simply don't. Cool? All right. Put in your questions. If you don't have any, we're going to wrap this thing up early today. And that would be good to me on this Thanksgiving as I'm going to go out there and finish my Christmas decorations. Yeah. We got just about all of them up, but I want to add a couple more things to make it look groovy. Groovy, groovy, groovy. Cool? Last minute questions, last minute thoughts, pop them in, because I'm with you on this. And I want to thank everybody. I posted yesterday. I'm grateful for you. I truly am. I'm so grateful for everybody that chooses to benefit from my learning and my wisdom and my mistakes. People that choose to be part of the disruptors. People that choose, and I'm going to say this constantly, to be here today. When we taught that kickboxing class yesterday and we had people all over the world, that's a choice. When we came today and people were here working out again, that's a choice. Everything we do is a choice. And I understand when I make good choices, the potential of good things happening are good. But when I make bad choices, bad things can happen. And that's life. Make no mistake, that is life. Cool? All right. So if we don't have any questions, K1, let's do this. Let's find ourselves a winner. But before we do that, what are we giving away, K1? We are giving away 1 hour phone call with me. And as I shared, I talked to Master Ivan and Sensei Mish. They both had won. And they were so grateful because the conversation centered around there is no box. There is no freaking box. Stop that. I think outside the box. Yeah. And you're like right outside this little narrow minded box, right? Here's the box. I think outside the box. Get rid of the box. What if there was no box? What if now we're thinking out here? And this is where the good stuff happens. It doesn't happen in the safety and confines of thinking outside this limited box. It has to do with the mindset there is no box. And once I get rid of that box, ooh, the unlimited potential is mine. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. So let's be powerful with that. And it's a new year, man. It's a whole new thing. And I love the fact that when whoever is standing after all of this is really going to be the new martial arts school. I've shared that we've lost 40% of the martial arts schools. You think it's just because of the pandemic? No, it's because our business model is weak, it's outdated, it's outmoded. It truly is. And the ability to recognize that and understand that. Otherwise, it would have survived this pandemic. It would have strength and the legs to pivot because it's rooted in a very clear vision. And it's not. 40% gone. I'm hearing that it's going to be closer to 60 when this thing's over. For me, that is appalling. Appalling, appalling. Cool. So let's get into it. Come on. Who is our winner chicken dinner today? Who's going to win the 1 hour consultation with me, Brandon Beliso? Who's going to win? Conrad from Respect Martial Arts. Good job for you, Conrad, sir. Good job, good job, good job. Yay. Big hand for Conrad, everybody. Hey, for all the disruptors that are on here right now, remember, you guys, we are doing a disruptor t-shirt contest. Everybody by now should have their disruptor t-shirts who was at It's Time Live Elevate. Can you still buy the t-shirt and enter the contest? Yes, you can. Yes, you can, right? K1, put in the link where they can buy the Disruptor t-shirt. It's a cool limited edition one, really cool distress font. Maybe we have a picture of it here somewhere. You can throw up of that t-shirt. And then what you do is you put on the t-shirt. If you got a black beanie, throw that on too. Complete the ensemble. And then you make a video sharing what you've learned from me, how it's benefited your business, and how you're a disruptor. You post the video, share it, and tag us on it, and you're entered into a drawing. Now, this drawing is kind of cool. We're giving away $1,200 worth of consulting time with me. That's roughly 4 hours of phone calls. And I think more now than ever, we can reshape your business, get it going for the new year and moving forward, that you're going to be in an amazing position. And I look forward to doing that. So we're giving away that as a prize. And who knows what else we're going to give away? Maybe we'll give away a second and third prize. Who knows? Maybe access to the full library of e-learning products. Who knows? Maybe discounts off to our live event that we're going to have next year when this thing blows over. Cool? Cool, cool. So congratulations, Conrad. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So Disruptor contest. Everybody, you're going to enter that. If you got that Disruptor t-shirt, you only have until what? December 15th to make the video, share it, tag us on it, right? Myself or K1, and get it posted. And get in there. You need to be that storyteller. I know a lot of people don't like being on camera. You need to learn to become the spokesperson for what you do. Oh, there it is. There's the link right there. If you don't have the Disruptor t-shirt, folks, get it. Get that Disruptor t-shirt and wear it. It's a beautiful t-shirt. I love the soft material and it's nice fitting, high end, and we're very grateful for the design that yours truly did. I'm the one who created that design. So get it, wear the t-shirt, post why you're a disruptor and how Brandon Beliso has influenced your business. Tag us on it, do it before December 15th, and you could win $1,200 of consulting time with me, Brandon Beliso. And then, of course, we've got all kinds of good stuff going on. If you want It's Time Live Elevate, e-learning products, we look for the bundles on Cyber Monday. We're going to have a lot of great offers for people. Discounts on my consulting service, discount on our 8-month mentoring program, our 8-month group mentoring program, on and on. Look for Cyber Monday. We'll have all kinds of specials ready for you. Right, K1? For everything else right now, go to brandonbeliso.com. So let's thank our sponsors. Thank our sponsors so much for today's show. Thank you so much to Tule, his wife Lynette, Kevin, everybody at my studio. You guys are amazing souls, and I'm grateful for your CRM system. Check out the new stuff they got going on. Like now I can look at a client and see their entire history. And right from there, I can talk to someone, communicate, versus they have text coming up. We can do push notifications. See, the thing with the texting, that's whether they have the app or not. That's going to be powerful, right? But the push notifications right now come through the app. So they recognize that and they see that. And it's one of the only first app-based CRM systems in our industry. And it's built on an app platform. Market Muscle, Steven Reinstein, the wonder boy of websites. Steven Reinstein, I love him. He's a good soul. He genuinely cares about all of us. Kids of the Life Skills, moving to a subscription-based model. We have a new artist we're working with who I'm very excited. I love her work. You know, Cindy's a big part of our team now. The new coloring sheets that she's producing are unlike anything we've ever done. And her style is contemporary. And I believe it's really going to help add value to the Kids Love Life Skills program. And we move to subscription-based next year. Values, one-on-one partners that are going to partner with you to help you, hold your hand, talk to you, integrate the system, monthly webinars, discounts on all of my events. So I'm really looking forward to the new model we're launching with Kids Love Life Skills and LC Accounting. You know, my sister has been integral in helping us get the PPP, the EIDL, budgeting. We talk budgets every week. You know, what do we need to cut on? How much money we need to make? Because these are right now, if you're not counting your pennies and watching your spending, then you're putting yourself in a very precarious position. So grateful to LC Accounting as well. Cool. Alrighty, folks. So just from me to you, I just want to say how grateful I am. I'm grateful to each and every one of you for supporting us through this pandemic, through finding value into the relationship we have together, because only, I said it from the beginning, together we can. And I truly believe that together we can. And if we stick together through this and we keep networking, we keep working ideas, we keep cultivating new content and a new direction, when this whole thing's over, we'll be standing tall. But we're going to be standing tall shoulder to shoulder. Every school learner that's made it through this will stand together, shoulder to shoulder. Because in the words of the Dalai Lama, it's easy to be great when things are going your way. Can you be great when life is difficult? That's what builds character. That's what makes us better people. And I believe through this, we're all going to be better for who we are. Cool? Hey, I'm Brandon Beliso. This has been, always will be, Success Never Sleeps. Consistently here for you, even the day after Thanksgiving. We're right here for you. Cool, cool, cool. I am Brandon Beliso. Until we talk again, please, 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 you go out there and you live your best life. Hey folks, Brandon Beliso. Are you living your best life? Welcome to another episode of Success Never Sleeps, sponsored by my studio, Market Muscles, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting.